Now, if you guys have been following along with the Polygon Syncline series I've been doing, this is an XC bike that I want to make into my dream XC carbon race bike. So in order to make this my dream XC bike, I had to start doing some upgrades. The first upgrade that I did was a set of tubeless tires made by Specialized. The next upgrades that I did was with Fun and Granite Designs. I upgraded my bars, my grips, and also the stem. Not only that, I put on some tools by Granite Design that are hidden within the bike. But it looks like everything that I've added to this bike has put me over that 30-pound mark. Now I've got 2 upgrades today that I think is going to drop some major weight on this bike, so I want to go ahead and get started on this install. The first thing I'm going to be installing are some Hunt trail wide wheels. All right, let's go ahead and weigh the front and rear wheel of the stock Polygon wheels. This is the front one first. The front wheel is 2.38 pounds and the rear wheel is gonna come in 2.97 pounds. So that's a total of 5.35 pounds in the stock wheels. So now let's go ahead and weigh the Hunt wheels and see if they come in under that 4-pound range that they claim on their website. This is the front wheel, and it's 1.97 pounds. Now let's go ahead and weigh the back one. Man, these wheels are just so much lighter. You can just feel it, especially in this rear wheel. All right, this one comes in at 2.28 pounds. So the Hunt wheels came in at a total of 4.25 pounds. So about 1 pound difference between the stock wheels that came on the Polygon. Not only did I save that pound, but I'm also gonna get better bearings on the inside of this hub, and I'm also gonna get this better engaging hub. This hub on the Hunt wheels engages at 5 degrees, which is significantly faster than the stock wheels that came on the Polygon. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these, but this is called a tire glider. So this is supposed to help you remove and install tires really easily. We're gonna go ahead and give it a shot on the install. The removal process worked pretty well, but let's see how quickly this thing can install this tire on this rim. Get that somewhat started, and I'm gonna try to hold this side on with this hand. Wow, that's incredible just to do what I just did. Okay, so this tire glider may be actually pretty cool. I can't wait to use this on some more tires and see if I get really good at it. I've also got one other one coming along. It's called the Tire Monkey. It's a similar product, but designed just a little bit different. So far this is pretty cool. Worth $16? Quite possibly. Only time will tell on whenever I install multiple tires and see how exactly this thing works out. So now that we got the tires installed on the rims and we also have the discs mounted to the rims, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the cassette. You may or may not know that 12-speed Shimano uses a free hub called microspline. Well, my Hunt wheels are not microspline. They're actually HG, which is a standard that has been around for a very long time, and you'll see this used from everything all the way up to 11-speed. Well, Shimano doesn't actually make an HG cassette for 12-speed because they want their cassettes to go all the way down to that 10-tooth gear at the very bottom. And with an HG hub, you can only go down to an 11-tooth. In order to get a 12-speed to actually work on an HG hub, you have to buy it from a different brand. I went ahead and went with VG Sports. It was about 65 bucks, and it has an 11-tooth at the bottom and a 50-tooth at the top. Let's go ahead and let's get it installed. now that we got the Hunt trail wide wheels installed, let's go ahead and let's install the next big thing. And I'm extremely excited about this because I've wanted one of these for quite a while. And that's a RockShox SID front fork. This thing has 120 millimeters of travel and 35 millimeter stanchions. And this thing is super lightweight. Let's go ahead, let's get this thing open, get the old fork off, and get this one installed. I love these split ring crown races. They're just easier to install. They just come right off. There's no hammering them on. You can put them on your new fork. What do you guys think of these? Do you like the split ring or do you prefer the solid ones? All right, let's go ahead and weigh the RockShox Recon. Remember, this is 120 millimeters. These forks, I think, can be actually changed to go up to, I think, 140. Let's go ahead, let's see how much this one weighs, and then we'll weigh the SID fork. All right, it looks like we got 5.20 ounces. So let's go ahead and let's get the SID out of the box and see how much it weighs. Beautiful. 35 millimeter stanchions instead of 32, I believe is what was on the Recon. And this is 120 millimeters of travel. Up top here, you got your remote lockout and then your air input and then your rebound adjustment right here. Let's not wait anymore. Let's go ahead and get the crown race installed and get this put on the Syncline. Again, that's why I love split ring crown races, hand install. All right, now that we got the steer tube cut and we have the crown race on, let's go ahead and weigh this to see exactly how little this weighs compared to the Recon. 3.70 pounds, so you're looking at saving 1.5 pounds of total weight on this front fork. So not only are you gonna save a ton of weight up front, you're also going to get extremely good performance out of this fork in comparison to a Recon. All right, now that we've got this weighed and we know how much weight we're saving on this fork, let's go ahead and let's get this installed. Now that I got the wheels and the new RockShox SID fork installed on the Polygon, let's go ahead and let's take a look at it. And then after that, we're gonna head down to Bella Vista, Arkansas to ride the Little Sugar Trail system. Tricky. Yeah, the SID fork is amazingly light. These Hunt wheels are super nice. Just having a lighter front end really seems to be making a huge difference on climbing and getting over roots and rocks. after that ride, I am super impressed with this RockShox SID fork. It's so lightweight, and combined with these Hunt trail wide wheels, this bike has really come to life. If you guys remember at the very beginning of this Polygon Syncline series, BikesOnline is the one that actually sent this bike to me. They wanted me to do an initial review, do some upgrades, and then do my overall thoughts. Well, I think I'm finally ready to give my overall thoughts on whether or not I think this is my dream XC race bike. Now, I do have to say, I really do enjoy this Polygon Syncline. However, if I'm gonna give you one word of advice, and that is if you're gonna go through this upgrade process like I did, go ahead, if you can, and buy the Syncline C5. It comes with that sweet Fox suspension already built into it. That was a huge expense. I spent around $500 to get the RockShox SID, where if I would have gotten the Syncline C5, I would have already had a really high-end suspension on it, and that cost could have gone to other things, or just back in my pocket. Now, the few upgrades other than the suspension that was the biggest improvements were definitely the tubeless setup. For only 65 bucks, I was able to upgrade to the specialized ground control tires, and it made a night and day difference. The next upgrade that made the biggest difference other than those two were the wheels. The wheels, hands down, those Hunt trail wide wheels are phenomenal. I only hope in the future that I can try their Race XC wheels. So all in all, this bike is actually a really nice bike. And if you were to buy the Syncline C2 or the Syncline C3, I would definitely recommend, first things first, get rid of those WTB tires and slap on some specialized ground control tires, or at least get something that's going to be 2.35 inches or a little bit wider. The 2.25 tires that were on there really did slow this bike down, and they weighed a ton. Going tubeless really sheds that weight, and upgrading to those wider tires really made the big difference. So if you don't want to go with a carbon version, you can go with the aluminum version and pick up the Xstrata. The Xstrata comes in at a significantly lower price overall. In fact, you can usually pick up the highest end Xstrata, the Xstrata 7, for right around $1,000 or less. And let me tell you, the paint job on the Xstrata 7 is absolutely beautiful. So if you're into aluminum or into carbon, Polygon is gonna make a really solid hardtail that you can ride right out of the box and do minor upgrades down the road and make that bike into a shredding machine. So one last thing, let's find out what the final weight is with all my tools, all of my equipment, and all of my upgrades on this bike and see exactly where I ended up. So there you go, the final weight with everything that I'm gonna ride with is gonna be 27.67 pounds. Do I wish it was a little bit lighter? Yes, I wish I could have gotten this down to the 25-pound range, but the reality of it is, this is a really nice bike, and for all the parts that I put on it, right around $2,500 to under $3,000, that's gonna be a really nice XC carbon race bike. So there you go, guys, that's my final thoughts on the Polygon Syncline. And I want to thank BikesOnline for sending this to me for a review and allowing me to upgrade this bike with some really cool parts. I really, truly have found a love for hardtail mountain bikes. They ride so much different than full suspension, and they are just a blast to take down the trail. I encourage you, if you've been on a full suspension for a while, or if you've never owned a hardtail, definitely pick a hardtail up. Do some fun upgrades with it and just have a blast. I think you'll find yourself going down the trail smiling more than you have in a long time. All right, guys, just remember, if you guys want to pick one of these up, use my links below to BikesOnline. Those are affiliated links, and that's just one little way that you can help out this channel at no additional cost to you. But as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.